Hi everyone. I'm sorry our favourite friend isn't here, Araya. We should be doing this yesterday, but she got really tired and she's going away on holiday. So I thought, well, I've said I'll do this macaroni, mac- macaroni cauliflower cheese. So I thought, well, I might as well do it today. Now, bear with me. This is not as good a setup as um, when we were at RaeRae's kitchen. So it's just a quick, simple, easy meal. Now I'm sat on cushions, so if I have to move, I'll be a bit wobbly. Well, I'm sat on a stool as well, but hey. So I wanted to show you how to cut up your cauliflower. Let me put it down a little bit more. I hope you can see it. There's a bit of light in. So you just what I did was just made small pieces like this with your cauliflower. Just small pieces. I think I'm using a Jamie Oliver recipe, and I think he does it really, really fine. But I like that there's a bit of a crunch to it. Sorry, there's a little bit of a crunch to it, and a bit more cauliflower. Now I'm halving the recipe because it's just me, because Araya's not here to eat it, so it's just me that will be eating it. So it says to use half the cauliflower in this recipe. Today I'm going to use about quarter flour. Hope you can see. I'm going to put that over there for another dish later. And just basically, it's getting rid of the really thick, but it's hard to cut. Very basically taking the big chunks off and leaving you with little frets like this. And I'll just put them in a bowl. The little tiny florets of quarter of cauliflower. Let's do the best we can. I hate wasting vegetables by taking the stalks off, but that's the recipe, so let's do it and just cut them into tiny florets. Now, I'm pescatarian, I don't eat meat, but I'm not a vegetarian because occasionally I do eat fish. Now, there's lots of reasons I don't eat meat. One of them is health reasons, as I've got older as well. The meat sits in your stomach for a long time before it's digested. And as you get older, of course, your digestion system isn't as good as when you're younger. So for me, it was the thought of meat sitting in my stomach constantly. I was never really a big meat eater because I don't think meat tastes anywhere near what it used to be, and we all know why, not being going into too much politics. And also, I think the animal side of things, the animal side of things, of course it's an animal, the over waste that we do, so we're basically killing animals and then wasting their meat. So them animals, not a respect, but I don't want to go too much into that. But a lot of the menus that I will do will be vegetarian types, even vegan, and occasionally fish meals. But that's not to say I'm not going to do some meat ones with RaeRae because she eats meat. I think she likes chicken. But, you know, she's young. She won't eat a lot of it. So, you know, it won't sit in her stomach for long. But, you know, that is the reason I don't eat meat. You know, it's too much waste. And, you know, the thing about animal cruelty is as long as it's humane killed, then, you know, I understand why we eat meat. And we get a lot of vitamins and minerals from eating meat. But I try and make up for it different ways. So like I said, I don't want to go too much into that. Like I said, just chop these into small pieces.
I don't know that one.
Alexa, nobody asked you.
Oops, I thought I heard my name.
So rude. There you go. So just fine chunks like this. I'm smaller or that size. I like it that size because it has that chunk to it. Now let me just come down here. Let's get rid of the weight. Now that was a quarter, and now I'm going to put inside it. Put my glasses on. Oh, I can see better. There's some bits there. And 200 grams of 200 grams of dried macaroni. Let's see if I can put this in here without spilling it all over the floor. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put macaroni in a pan, boiling hot water with salt at the same time as putting the cauliflower. It's very strange, sat down cooking, but it's the only way at the moment till I get better things to do recording. So put that on for about 9 minutes. Depending on your macaroni, it's down to how long your macaroni takes. So then, on top of that, we'll bring that to the boil before I put it on. Top of that, you want, so it's 200 grams of creme fraiche. Now again, I'm halving it, so it'll just be 100 grams. A little bit more because I'm not measuring it out. Alexa, how many grams in a cup?
This number varies depending on the item you are measuring, with weights ranging from 85 grams per cup of rolled oats to 340 grams per cup of honey, molasses, or syrup.
I really didn't know. I'm going to have to. It's just, well, it's quarter. So, bear with me. I now have, it should be 200 grams of cheddar cheese and 100 grams of parmesan, but I'm just using cheddar cheese to make it cheaper. So there's about 150 grams of cheese. Now I'm bringing it to the boil, and then place metal bowl over the top. Now, if people have got microwaves, you may be able to do it in the microwave, but I've just got rid of mine. It's been stuck there. I never use it. I don't like microwaves because they literally, I don't like them. I don't think they're as healthy as very time saving, but not very. So, not something I use. So, I'm going to have to stand up for this. Go in. So, then I will put cheese in this bowl. And then I'm never prepared. I think I get prepared, but then I don't, do I? And then you put creme fraiche in there. So it's about, this is 300 grams in this. So you just need a quarter in. Spoon with metal. Again, I'm not a fan of metal pans, even though I do use them a little bit more. I know, bear with me. I'll just melt that down. If that starts to overboil, the pan, just turn it down. So basically, it's just melting the cheese with the creme fraiche. I'm going to put a few herbs in. It says add a bunch of flat parsley. I haven't got parsley, so I'm adding just mixed herbs. Just a few sprinkles of mixed herbs. I'll show you. So hopefully you can see. So it sits on the top. Probably can't see. I think, a lot of these things is I never fully go on what the recipe says. Like, I'm going to put some mustard in this now. Yes, I say that, but I think it gives it a nice edge. So I'm just going to you use English mustard or if I've got Dijon mustard, so just a teaspoon of mustard. Again, if you feel you need more, you can always add more. As what's the saying? You can add, but you can't take away. So just get this, it's all melting. It's nice and melted. You'll know when it's ready. Put a bit of salt and pepper in. Again, most of us cooks or people that have made something do a pinch. Just a little bit more, bit of pepper. Again, grind it 3-4 times. I like a lot of pepper. More grind. Anyway. Till it's melted. Keep stirring it so it doesn't curdle. If you find it does, then what I was taught is you just put a little bit of flour in. But if you stir it enough, be nicely melted. Now this isn't hot because it's big, but be careful, if you've got a smaller pan than this, because all you're doing is melting. Oh, melting it down. I am so sorry. We'll sort out the sunlight at some point. So that keep that going. We've got another 2 minutes. I need to just stir it a little bit more because it's still just a little bit. But I don't want it to start overcooking. Now, where's my? Now, so when you drain the macaroni, drain it into a pan because you want to reserve water. See, that's all nicely melted now. I do just keep on stirring it. Give it a taste. See if you've got enough mustard in. Really nice. I just put in a tiny bit more fromage frais. For me, it's nice and thick. I want it too thick. I want it where it's in between a runny milk sort of. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, that sort of consistency. A little bit runny. Okay. Well, now this is done. So I'm gonna. Might not. Looking at this, I don't think I'm gonna have to add some water. But you know what? For healthy reasons, might be good. I'm just gonna drain off a bit. There you go. I'm gonna drain off the rest. So bear with me a second. There. Then it's all nicely. Get this sorted. It's nicely drained. Now I'm gonna put it all over there in a bowl. Macaroni. You see? Right, let me close my blind a bit. I wonder if that will see. You see? That's the macaroni with the cauliflower. So let's say this is just for me and it'll do me for tomorrow as well. And I'll have this. Let me see if I can show you properly. No, it's not having that, is it? There you go. And then pour your creamy cheese all over. heavy, this. So, where's my spoon? And just put that over, make sure it's all covered. All your macaroni covered in that loveliness. Now, if I just saved some, I might do it now. Light waste. What I'm going to do, say this in the recipe. I'm just going to grate some cheese over the top. Cheese. Cheese is over the top. You don't have to do this, but it's nice to get crust on the top, like when it goes nice and crusty. Over the top. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn you off for a second. I'm going to pause it for a bit. And then I'll show you what it looks like after it's been grilled. Oh, keep forgetting. Sorry. And I'm back. So, this is what it looks like. All nice and crispy on top. And like I say, I'll have that tonight. One of the things that will say to you is you could use paprika and spice it up a little bit. That way, paprika would go really well, I think. So at the time that you put maybe the mustard in, just use half a teaspoon of paprika. Again, if you're making the full recipe, I'd use probably a teaspoon of paprika. Just come to my head and I thought, oh, do you know what? I bet it is really nice with a little bit of paprika in. So there you have it, macaroni cauliflower cheese bake. Quickly run through the recipe. So I'll give you the full. It's for 4 to 6 people. I halved it, but it's half a head of cauliflower, cut in tiny little florets, 200 grams of cheddar cheese and 100 grams of Parmesan cheese. If I was doing the full one, if I'm not got Parmesan, just use 300 grams of flat parsley. Put that in a bunch. Flat parsley. Don't know whether that would go with paprika, but it definitely would go with just the recipe itself. 400 grams of dried macaroni and 200 grams of crème fraîche. That's the ingredients to make for 4 to 6 people. Again, I did as you noticed, I had added half a teaspoonful of Dijon mustard. Use English. You'd use a teaspoonful if you're not using, say, paprika. So that's a bit of a change to Jamie Oliver's recipe. I hope he doesn't mind, but sometimes it's good to jazz things up. So I'm going to really enjoy this. I love mac and cheese and I love cauliflower cheese. You could put, I think, sweet corn in. You can put broccoli in, and also it's good for, say, children, and not these children and adults that don't have as much vegetables. But if you put in cauliflower in, sort of hides it a little bit and it gets them used to eating. Because that's a whole psychology in itself about why children and adults don't eat veg. I find it a little bit odd myself because I love veg, but that's my preference again. So I hope you like this recipe. I'm sorry my sidekick wasn't here, teaching me how to do it properly. I'm sure I'd have done it a lot better if RaeRae is here. Going away on holiday, she's so excited. She's going on a plane. She loves the plane. She'll tell you all about it. We'll come back and do another recipe. So try this one, and I love you, Olivia.